Welcome to Menopause Moment. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. This episode is sponsored by Medterra, our CBD, your health. Joining me today is Michelle Gaetz. She's a holistic nutritional health coach specializing in helping women going through perimenopause and menopause. You ladies, the ones watching this show. And she focuses on using whole foods and lifestyle changes to ease symptoms, regain energy, and feel great while aging gracefully. Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Susan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad that you could come on. I think I found you on Instagram and I was like, oh, she's amazing. I have to talk to her.
Oh, thank you.
And the show is so selfishly, the show allows me to reach out to people that I find fascinating and go, come on my show. Really? Just let me talk to you.
No, I think it's fabulous. I think I posted my menopause story on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I had so many people, wonderful comments. And what I realized out there was there is such a lack of information out there and what people can do to help themselves. And so I thank you for picking up on it. And I'm really happy to share some information with your viewers. And, like I said in our brief little interlude before this interview, what you're doing is fabulous. There's just such a lack of information out there. And it's so important. We all go through it. Why do we hide it? Why do we not talk about it? So thank you.
I genuinely have been shocked, genuinely floored. I think I thought I knew some things about what was coming for me someday, but when it actually started to happen, I was absolutely clueless. And I have been really surprised as I've talked with other women and they've said, yeah, no, I had no idea. Or, oh, I'm sweating at night. Is that perimenopause? Like, oh my God. Yes. I just thought it was hot last summer. Did you think it was hot? Yeah. It's amazing how little awareness we have of it before it happens to us.
Yeah. And it's true. And, briefly, I can just say a bit about my story, but I went through menopause in my mid-30s. I had no idea I was going through it. I hit menopause when I was about 38. I was diagnosed with it. I was on birth control pill, so I was still getting a period. I had no idea the symptoms, the hot flashes I was having were perimenopausal at all.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me. And
well, that young, you wouldn't.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
So, my journey's been long. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask, it was a big surprise. Was it, because I just found out last fall and we were still trying to conceive. And so for me, it was a big shock. I wondered, did you have the similar sort of grief process?
Yes, absolutely. I had another health issue as well. I had a heart condition growing up. And so I was actually told not to conceive because it could be detrimental to my heart. So I was starting to deal with it then.
Yeah.
But the fact that I suddenly went into menopause in my 30s was, yes, definitely. Well, this is the universe saying, you're not going to have children. And it was a hard thing to accept. And it still is. I still go through periods of it, because it's hard, it's difficult. But I really feel so much better now. I've been postmenopausal for 10 years plus, and the things I've done, it's amazing. So I feel 100%. And I'm happy with my life now. Yeah. But, you still go through some phases. Like we all do.
Yeah. No kidding. Well, so you're on the other side. Oh my gosh. Michelle, tell us about it. What's it like over there? Is it better?
It is better. There's no worries about things. You can do anything. You can go away. You don't have to plan anything. You save money. It's, it is good. It is good.
And so you are a nutritional health coach, and I almost feel like the thing that snagged me, maybe I was trying to remember the other day if it was you that said this. It was something like, you don't have to have all these symptoms. I swear you really don't. You don't have to go through menopause with getting weight. You don't have to have the belly. You don't have to have any of this. And I thought, I'm sure this woman knows things I need to know immediately because I've been, talking about food a little on the show, but I have the belly. I have my menopause belly.
I have
So,
a little one too. I have a little one too. But it doesn't have to be the extreme hot flashes and very bad
yeah.
sleep that we go through. It really doesn't. And there's foods that we can eat. There's lifestyle changes that we can incorporate. And you have to start early. I'm not going to lie. This is not going to happen overnight. It took years to get to a point where, if you've got health issues, so it's going to take a little while to get through them. But there's definite steps that we can do, and there's definite foods you can incorporate and things that you want to get out of your diet.
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, what are some of the challenges and the menopause and perimenopause symptoms that you see that can actually be affected by nutrition?
If you've got a diet that's high in refined sugars and refined foods, quite often your symptoms are going to be a lot stronger. It also has to do a lot with your adrenal glands, your digestive system, and your liver. So there's a lot of organs that need supporting during our perimenopause and menopause years. And that's really what a holistic nutritionist does, is they look at you as a whole and your individual situations. So not everybody's going to have sleep issues or, extreme hot flashes, but there are definitely things that can help with them and alleviate them. But it's doing a whole bunch of things all at once.
Okay.
I hate to say that, but it's working on a lot of things. But small changes make big changes later too.
So true. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to take a short break for a word from our sponsor, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to make you tell me some of those things.
Oh, sure.
Okay. For many women, menopause comes with hot flashes and night sweats, and they can be brutal. Mine kept me awake all night, so I was tired and cranky all day long. I tried all kinds of supplements and CBD oils, but nothing put a dent in my hot flashes. Then, I started using Medterra's CBD oil, and my hot flashes and night sweats were dramatically reduced in severity and frequency, so I wake up less often and get a lot more sleep. Just a dropper under my tongue in the morning and another one at night, and my hot flashes decreased by about 80%. And unlike many of the CBD oils I tried, there's almost no taste to Medterra's CBD oil, which makes it a lot easier to take. Get your CBD oil at medterra.com today and use the promo code Menopause Moment, all lowercase, for 10% off your order. Okay, so I have been on the show espousing the benefits of clean eating, and I've talked a little about my Whole30 journey, which I'm just in love with. And so I just want, like, I've noticed that made a huge difference for me. That's why I always tell people about, but what are some of the things that women could do? Like, what are some takeaways maybe that women could do to maybe reduce and ease some of the symptoms that they have?
Yeah, definitely. Like yourself, bringing in more whole foods and taking away the processed foods. So refined sugars, finding your triggers. So for me, it was sugar, it was caffeine, it was alcohol. So cutting back on those, really getting to know your body, but bringing in, like I say, whole foods. Your liver is so important. It does over 400 functions in the body. One of them is to remove the toxins. So that's one of the things that the hormone imbalances that we experience and the hot flashes and a lot of the symptoms of perimenopause are because we have excess estrogen and extra hormones in the body. So our liver needs to remove all that excess.
Right.
And so you need to give it some foods to support it. So liver supporting foods, extremely important. Your greens, your antioxidants, so anything colorful, berries, raspberries, blueberries, colorful foods, eat the rainbow, they say, and it's true.
Yeah.
Your liver, like I mentioned, the greens, bitter greens are really important. So your dandelion greens, your arugula, your collard greens, spinach, extremely important. Another thing that happens, so when we stop our period, our ovaries are no longer producing the hormones, the sex hormones that they normally did when we were in the menses stage.
Right.
So what happens is our adrenals need to kick in and actually start producing those hormones for you. because you still need to have those hormones around, not to in excess that we
Oh,
did.
interesting.
We still need to have these hormones. So our adrenals have to do it. And the other thing that our adrenals do are deal with stress. So
yeah, I've heard of adrenal fatigue. Is that what you're getting at?
absolutely.
Okay.
So the more stress we have in our body, the more stress we have in our life, the more our adrenals have to work harder and harder. They're not only dealing with the cortisol, the stress hormone, and the excess cortisol is what actually gives you that little belly fat around our bellies. So you got to start dealing with the stress. So that's lifestyle changes.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know?
Oh no, you just told everyone I'm gonna, yes, it is stress. Yes, I'm with you.
It is. Oh, it really is. So the more that we support our adrenals so they can deal with the stress more and not have to worry about everything else it's doing,
Yeah.
it's intense. Yeah, I could talk for hours on this topic. Really, I could. So some foods that are really important to support your adrenal glands are maca and schizandra. Those are two adrenal adaptogens. So they actually support your adrenals extremely well. And I can't say enough about maca.
I just started taking that. It's so funny you said that.
I love it. I have it every morning in my oatmeal, or else I put it in a smoothie and put in a teaspoon of the powder. Okay. And it keeps me balanced. I used to be very impatient. I used to snap at people. I used to just extremely moody. And I notice that if I have missed it a couple of days, I'm like, how come I'm feeling like I'm going to like bite someone's head off? I don't do it. I think about it. But yeah, so those are two really important foods to help your adrenals. Getting back to lifestyle again, you want to figure out some ways to reduce your stress. I'm a huge advocate of getting outside. Get outside for some fresh air. Exercise is really important. We all know that. The type of exercise is important as well. You don't want to, if your adrenals are already stressed, don't overstress it by doing very strenuous exercise.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Make your adrenals have to work harder. So, do your yoga, do your Tai Chi, go for walks. Yeah. Fresh air is incredible. And me living on the West Coast, I get out on the water as much as I can. So I do lots of paddling and paddleboarding. And yeah, so that's my thing. But you got to find what you like. Everyone has to find what you like. Yeah.
That's so interesting. And I almost feel like the end of all of my shows are basically, okay, you guys, you really have to eat right. You have to exercise. You have to meditate and do yoga and get outside. Like, there is just a handful of things that if we would all just do them, we would all be so much better.
But you know what? I threw out a lot of stuff, but you don't have to pick up on everything.
Right. Do one thing. One thing.
Make some little changes and see how your body reacts to them, because everybody's body is different and your body's miraculous. It wants to be its healthy best. So if you give it what it needs, nutrition-wise, nutrient-wise, mind-wise, it's going to give you back 100%. It's going to give you that energy back. It's going to give you your vitality. Your sex life will come back. It will, it does. There is hope out there.
Yes. That's the most important thing.
There is. Some people just want to give up, and and I hate to say it, society says menopause is you're old, you're dried up, and
we are not. We're not.
Vitality and authenticity. I started to let my hair grow back gray. I'm not dyeing it anymore.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not there yet now.
Some days I'm like, do I want to do this? I don't know.
But, oh my gosh. Michelle, where can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm at healthybeet.ca, and it's HEALTHYBEET.ca. So it's in the root vegetable.
Yes.
I'm also on Healthy Beet Nutrition on Facebook, and you can find me on Instagram as well. Just to let you know too, I've got a freebie on my website of the top 10 hormone boosting foods. Ooh. So you can get a list of the 10 best foods. I talked about a couple of them here, but there's a lot of foods that are really important. And so you guys can check that out and just try to incorporate 1 or 2 of them a day. Yeah.
I will sign up for that in a little bit as soon as we sign off today. I love that. I love when people have freebies for my ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining me today.
Susan, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. It's so
Would,
good.
would you like to join me for a brief after show?
Yeah, what's that all
All
about?
right, cool. Oh yeah, I know. It's just, I forgot to mention it earlier. Usually I mention it. It's just a little chit chat. They can only get it on the actual website. So viewers, if you would like to join Michelle and me, we're going to do an after show. You can only find it at menopausemoment.com. So that's our URL. Make sure you go there. It's the only place you can find the after show. So we will see you over there. Thanks for watching. Flash on.